Hello everyone, my name is Trinity Toussaint and I am a graduate senior at Alabama A&M University, and welcome to my TED Talk. Today's conversation is going to be based off of sex education. The assignment discussion question that I have today is that suppose for a moment that I am a parent of a 13-year-old daughter. She has a boyfriend, and although she hasn't said anything specific to assume that she is sexually active, I am on the verge of thinking that she is starting to become sexually active. As a parent, what would I tell my daughter? Well, as a parent, I would start to assuming that yes, she is too young for this conversation, but I'd rather to have her to have the knowledge so that way she could have the knowledge now, and then possibly later in life she could have the understanding of what I am trying to tell her. I would begin to list all the things that that could lead to having high risk factor of HIV and AIDS, a high risk factor of becoming a teen mom, and I also would tell her, just a little information and facts about the things that could come with being sexually active at a young age. The things that I will be telling her are the different type of STIs. Now, I know that some STIs can be brutal and it could be kind of horrifying to see or to listen to, so the version that I would give her would be kind of sugarcoating, but also would still be letting her know what is going on and how this happening. So I will begin to start telling her, hey, if you are becoming sexually active, there are things that you should know, and one of the things that you should know is how to use protection. No, I would not be telling her it's okay to go out there even though you are using protection, but I will also want to give the insight so that way later in life she will be smarter and she will already know what to do when she be fully ready to become sexually active. I would let her know that HIV is a virus that can attack the body's immune system, and if it's not treated, it could lead to AIDS. AIDS is also another STI that could also lead to long risk factors of life, as well as that it could lead to possible death. Not saying that, my daughter has a chance of passing away or dying, but there also still is a chance that she could have one or these two type of diseases that could lead her to having a risk factor of death. Another thing that I will be telling her about is that I will be sharing articles, and I will be trying to show her different sources that can also giving her the correct type of information, because I know with some teens they don't also always want to believe their parent, but maybe they hear it more than once from more than different type of source, then they will have a little more understanding about how serious this is. So on the ABC News website, there is an article from the National Center for Health Statistics shows that birth rate is 13.5 per 1,000 female in the year of 2022 amongst 15 and 19-year-olds. Yes, this conversation is based off a 13-year-old, but beginning of becoming sexually active, it could also lead to that I want this person more in my life, more I want to have kids with this person, but we have to remember she is too young for that. So we're going to show her that, different type of birth weights. And those birth weights also comes from mothers who end up not finishing their high school years. Some teen moms are not able to have full care. See, when my mom started mentioning, sex and periods and stuff like that to me, she kind of also mentioned that one of the things that is easy to come with being so young and sexually active is teen pregnancy. So because she kind of told me that she wasn't going to help me there in a long run if I do become a teen mom, it kind of take a troll effect on me because I didn't even know how to prevent it. Of course, I know how to prevent of becoming pregnant, but I didn't know the things that can come with those, so it's kind of just want to lead me to more information. So on a website of Nationwide Children that was published on October 21st 2016, it talks about the balancing social life of being a mother and also being a kid at the same time, and with trying to balance those two things can also lead to long-term stress. It can also lead stress to yourself, and it also leads stress to the baby. And there are reports that show stress on a pregnant woman is not healthy for the baby as well. That is also being shown on the YouthGov, which has another article called The Adverse Effect of Teen Pregnancy. And it also talks about how teen fathers also, they get scared because, like I said, these are children that we are talking about. So they kind of have a leeway of, able to run from their problems. But as a parent for a daughter, she's not able to run away from many problems as she can as a male. Not saying that, it's fair on both sides, but she also still have a more lenient way to still end up being pregnant, still end up having STIs, still, becoming a woman too early can also have an effect on the young lady's mentality. And then I was also beginning to talk to her about my experience. Now, I wouldn't go into fully detail because she is 13 years old. So I will begin to tell her, it was a good time in senior high school. I was 18. I would really emphasize the fact that I was 18. Being ready and being prepared to go into a new life. So, I was interested in, trying new things. But I didn't have the correct knowledge to help me get through those new things that I wanted to try. So I would begin to tell her, I was patient with myself. I was patient with the other person. I took my time. I went to my older sibling and, I asked more questions. I made sure that this is something that I want to be in my life. I made sure that it was something that I want to be a part of. And I also just want to give her, just let her know that you're going to meet more than 1 million people throughout the next 6, 7, 10 years of your life. We don't know if the person we have right now is there for permanently, because we could only be there for a moment in their own lifetime. So, I would just kind of express to her that yes, you are too young to have this conversation, but you are not too young to understand the knowledge of what could happen. It's kind of just like, telling a younger kid, 5 or 4-year-old, hey mom, where do this and this come from? You kind of have to dim it down for them. And then as they get older, as they progress, they get more knowledge, the knowledge kind of come within themselves. So then they're going to say, hey, this is what my parent is trying to tell me when I was at a younger age. And, I just kind of just want that moment to show that my mom was right. Like, I'm glad I listened to her. My family wasn't really much of a cultural thing, so I wouldn't tell her the thing that she has done is a sin, but I would also like to tell her the things that she could comprehend and things that she can see can break many of those family traditions as well. So I would be more lenient towards her if she comes to me openly. But me addressing her, I'll just ask her a few questions. I'll try to get more involved in her life so that way I could let her feel more comfortable of coming to me instead of me putting the pressure on her saying, hey, if you do this, then it's going to be a lot of consequences for you. But even though it will be still a lot of consequences for her because you're 13. But at the same time, at the age of 13, we're so openly minded. We're so easily discovered that we want to try new things. But the thing is that nobody told us the consequences that could come with those new things. So as a mother of that 13-year-old child, I would just like to just give her information about it. I would just like for her to just know what it is. And I would still have a strongly opinion that she is still too young, but I also just want to make her more comfortable that if she does try this, that yes, there will be consequences, but the simple matter of fact that she could come to me and say, I learned this based off of what you had told me, and I did this and this. And even though I will be upset with the age that she has done it, hopefully is at 18 or above 16. But as a 13-year-old, we can't stop kids as much as we would like to. So we would want for them to have the ability to come to talk to us about it. So I would just tell her, like, yes, you're too young, but what do you like to know? It could just be the remix of the Birds and the Bees. But thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I really hope you enjoyed this information and well, bye.